everyone, give me 1 second here. I'm still struggling with the technology, as you can see. All right, here we are, ways to practice your tying and scraping. That's what we're gonna do today. All right. Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Today we're just gonna do a really short video, and I'm gonna talk about how to, just a couple of ways to practice your tying and scraping. So this is a really good video for a beginner oboist, or if you're a teacher and you haven't thought of these things, which you actually probably have, because I know oboe teachers were kind of creative. No, I'm just kidding. But if you haven't thought about it, these are just a couple of ways that I like to teach my students when they're first starting to tie reeds. And that's just because when you're tying on a reed for the first time, it's actually kind of tricky because you have all these moving parts to work with. And then also scraping, when we start talking about scraping, I know just getting that scrape just right, we're getting rid of the feel of the knife, not to mention how to get your knife sharp, but to also get the feel of the knife on the cane, what that feels like and what a smooth scrape should feel like. I think these are like really two good things that are really helpful for beginners. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing and all that good stuff. All right, give me a second here. Okay. All right, so here we are at my reed desk. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out some thread. Go. All right, so if you're a beginner, when I tie on my reeds, oh, this is fun. Okay, hang on. There we go. When I tie on my reeds, I just tie it onto, you just want to make sure you have like a secure place to tie it on. It really doesn't matter. I've actually seen people tie their string onto a toe. I have actually seen that. I really have. And it's possible I've done it myself. I don't recommend it, but you know. So anyway, I just do a couple of overhand knots here. But just make sure that it's secure. You don't want your thread to fall off. Okay, so to practice tying, hoping that people can see, I actually just use a pen or a pencil. And the way that I tie on my reeds, 1, 2, and all we're doing right now is practicing the technique of tying. There's still the complication, of course, of keeping the cane on the staple where you want it, all that kind of stuff. Those are things that, you know, we go into, you know, in lessons and in reed making courses and all that kind of stuff. But this is just to practice the technique of, I do 2 winds at the bottom of the cane, like that, and then I roll up, you can't see because I'm out of the video, up to where the cane, the sides of the cane, the sides of the reed close, which is before the top of the staple. So all of this stuff is, again, just to practice the technique. Wrap. So we do that, sorry. And then once we get there, yeah. Roll down, like this. And of course, in real life, you have a lot more room than this tiny little video that I have. So, and then we do the crossover, and then find your way down. So again, I will show how to tie on a reed and practice that too, but this is just to practice the winding. And it's just really helpful to do it on a bigger, you know, on a bigger thing that you're winding instead of a little piece of cane and staple that's sliding all over the place and falling off the staple and all sorts of things. So you're just isolating, and this is, you're just isolating one aspect of tying on your reed. And I think that's really important in reed making in general, and probably in learning a lot of different things. When you have a lot of complicated things to do, to work on, and you know, you're trying to get all these puzzle pieces working together, just try to isolate one thing at a time. So anyway, oh, I can't get my, I got it so tight I can't get it off. That's amusing. There we go. All right. So that is with the tying, and you can also do that with a piece of tube cane, which you can see here. same type of thing. So I will give my students a piece of tube cane for them to also practice the tying on and the scraping on. So, and again, with the scraping, again, I don't want to waste. I want to preserve as much cane as I possibly can because cane is expensive. And I really don't like using, I mean, if somebody likes using mystery cane, that's fine. But I don't like using mystery cane because you're going to get all kinds of different shapes and sizes, and that can kind of affect the measurements. So I try to keep everything as consistent to what I'm going to use. So I use the same shape. I want to use this, the same type of cane. At the very beginning, keep everything as the same as possible. So that's why I don't like to use mystery cane, because you're going to get all kinds of different shapes and all kinds of stuff. So that's just my opinion. If it works for another teacher, that's fine. But anyway, so what I like to do so that we're saving cane is I like to practice on a piece of tube cane that I'm not going to use. I'm not going to use this. This has weird shaping, and I don't think it's the grainy cane. So, like, look at that. That's nasty. So I'm not going to use this. So it's trash. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and practice my scraping. And I like to do this at the very, very end. And I like to teach, it looks like I've already done it. I like to teach people, see if I can get in a little closer. There we go. As if I am scraping the entire reed for the first time. So when I scrape the reed for the first time, I'm scraping the bark, and I like to show that to them, the shiny part here, the little pith underneath. And then I, put my windows in, theoretically. And we just work on how it feels to scrape cane. What does that feel like? And also, I don't know if you can hear, my cane is clicking a little bit at the top. I'm not so I practice getting really close to the edge so that you're not leaving extra cane at the tip of the tip. Theoretically, we're at the tip of the tube. And I practice getting those even strokes with a spine in the center. So that's how I like to practice, and I have kids practice that way. That way, again, you're not wasting cane. And you can go even longer. And also it helps practice how the reed is sitting in your hand. So for me, when I'm tying a piece of, when I'm scraping my reed, I have it resting in the palm of my hand like this, and then just like this, and also scraping technique, which is, we want to try and keep our knife at a 90-degree angle here as much as we can. If we do too much of this, it can leave a little bit of cane at the top here, which we don't want to do. And if you're doing too much of this, you can kind of dig too much, into the cane. You see how I'm like gathering cane there? That's just really easy to do. And then when you're doing it on the tip of a reed with cane that is expensive, then you're ruining, you're just ruining cane for no reason. So you're going to ruin it anyway, but yeah, so I just like to practice doing that and just and also this is a great way to check your knife. How's my knife feel? Is it sharp enough? How's the angle? So there's just so many things. Like when I work with beginners, there's so many things that's hard for them to just get the coordination that I take for granted because I've been doing it for so long. So it's easy just to, again, isolate it from use the junk cane that you're not going to use, and practice those things, getting how the knife feels against the cane, what it feels like to scrape a piece of cane, all sorts of things like that. So I hope that was helpful, and let's go ahead and make better reeds. Go make a reed tonight or tomorrow. All right. Have a good night. Bye.